1418. Incredible us.
Hi, I'm Somnath and I'm a father of a 16-year-old rocket.
Hi, my name is Shruti and I'm the mother of a 14-year-old.
So, Shruti, the way I look at these teenagers and the reason I said my son is a rocket because they got loads of energy. It's just that at times they miss out that sense of direction or that, basically they need to be controlled.
Right.
Otherwise, like they're all over the place. What do you think?
I think at this stage, because their mind and their bodies are evolving so much, right? And there are a lot of hormones at play, of course. They suddenly have that sense of, belief that they know it all. They need independence because they know it all. But of course, that level of maturity is not in place. So it's a very delicate phase that kids between the age of 14 to 18 are going through. It's a transition that they're going through, and a very serious and a major one. And it has to be dealt with a lot of care and attention. At a lot of times, you just have to discipline them. You have to be strict also, and then in between all of this, make sure that you do a balancing act of being a loving, caring parent whose children know that they can approach their parents for anything, and yet draw the lines and put your foot down when it comes to that.
What you said is so mouthful. It's like decoding one of the biggest algorithm that human or the mankind would have ever done. But I would agree with you, and the way I look at it is like when we grew up, we did have our independence because at least my parents were busy with their respective jobs. Their focus was to get things for the family, and we were on our own. I mean, okay, I didn't have to do the cooking or anything, but still do our own stuff and complete our homework. Nobody would come and ask ki aaj homework kiya ki nahi kiya.
Right.
It's only at the end of the month or end of the semester they would say kitne kam marks kyun aaye.
Right.
And because we have lived in that kind of an era, when it comes to our kids, we also become overprotective. Unko problem na ho. And also somewhere, we parents also have this looking good. Uska bachcha अच्छा कर रहा है, मेरा बच्चा अच्छा कर रहा है कि नहीं? That guy is into sports. Is my kid into some kind of an extracurricular activity or not? That also adds a huge amount of pressure. In other words, expectation that we kind of we have from our kids.
I agree and disagree, to be honest. I think these times are different. At our times, I totally, concur with what you're saying. My mother was also working. She was a teacher, so, sure, she would come back few hours after we would come back from school. And we were there by ourselves. But, you were either on foot or you had a cycle, right?
True.
You don't have Ubers
Absolutely.
at that time, right? So times have changed. And therefore, methods of handling them, controlling them, disciplining them, everything has to change alongside, right? And yes, I personally, I'm talking about myself as a parent, I like to allow my daughter her independence. I like to allow her to make her own choices. There are times when I know that the choice, the decision she's making is not the best for her, but I want her to, learn from her own failures as well. Because if you do not get them to start owning up to their actions and their choices, then, it's going to become a very big deterrent for them. At some stage, they have to learn to make their own decisions and their own choices. It's a very important quality to have in life, right? And sure, you will make mistakes sometimes, but as long as you learn from it. And also, I've always told my daughter that I'm not comparing you with anybody else, right? But your competition is with you yourself. What you're doing today, you have to do better than that, right? Or at least not become worse. So that's your competition. You have to set the bar for yourself and you have to try and attain it, right? Have a goal in life and work towards it. It could be anything, any area, any field, it doesn't matter. But a goal is very important. The goal should be of your choice. That is also equally important. And there are times when she comes and talks to me about, so and so friends, parents are so cool and they're so much more liberal and they're doing this and they're doing that. I tell her that just like you don't want to be compared to other children.
We also
I,
don't want
as
to
a
be
parent,
compared.
do not like being compared to other parents. I am who I am. I am also an individual. I have an independent thought process, and if I respect you for your independent thought process, you need to respect mine too.
So you just also just now mentioned about how independent they are or how informed they are. What I think is the way they are exposed to the social media. Now, when I say social media, I'm actually talking about the digital media. Now, whether it's the YouTube or the Insta or any other blog or online newspapers, I think the kind of information that they have or the knowledge that they have on different subjects, comparatively, it's way more. Often there are topics which I don't know, and I actually go back to my son and ask him that, do you know about this? Can you tell me what exactly happened? And I take an input from him. And with his or with their exposure that they have, often they are able to give a completely different perspective because they don't have any baggage of a past experience or a past knowledge about it. They just come up fresh, and often they do break a traditional way or the traditional thinking towards a particular thing, you know.
I think social media in today's age, especially for kids of the age of between 14 to 18, is both a very big enabler and it's a huge disruptor.
Disruptor, why do you say that?
It is. It's an enabler because I mean nothing else during the the COVID times and schools have not been operating physically. Right, it has helped our children to continue with their education. So it's a huge enabler. And even when the schools were conducting physical classes, etc., most schools, at least in metros, etc., require a child to carry a computing device, right? To do a whole lot of online search, come up with their theories and theses on the basis of it, etc. So it is a huge enabler from that perspective. It's also a vast, resource of information, stroke even entertainment for the children. But the problem happens is when at this age, a lot of times children do not know where to draw a line and where to stop, whether it is in terms of the quantum of time they should be spending online. And to be honest, I think the biggest thing that worries me is their online safety and security, right? And while I think schools have been regularly doing these sessions about cyber safety, security, etc., but I don't think they really understand the concept. So many times they're like on social media with each other, talking to their friends, making videos, even recording voice messages, etc., sending it to a whole bunch of people, either individually or to a group of people, etc. And what they don't realize is sometimes stuff that you share or someone shares with you can really backfire, right? And that kind of stuff is there forever. For people, it can go from 1 people to 10 people watching it, to 100 people watching it. And if you're not mature enough to understand what you should be sharing and what you should not be sharing, I find that very scary, especially being the mother of a girl. It's something that really does keep me up in the night.
And what I think is this social media is also making the kids very lazy. It's like sitting on your couch, you're able to connect with hundreds of friends versus stepping out and meeting 4 friends.
Right.
So what I also think, I kind of agree to what you're saying, though I don't face similar kind of a challenge. I have a son, not that he can't be exposed to such kind of things. But what I have seen is that at times he does become lazy. He doesn't bother to get out of the couch or get out of his room and go out and meet friends and spend time over there. In our childhood, we used to go out and play cricket. We would look forward to that 5 o'clock. Kab 5 bajega and we'll go and play.
Not just that, even when they're physically meeting each other, you see 5-6 kids sitting together.
They're just holding the phone and...
Exactly, right?
Yeah, that's something that me and my wife, we always ask, what the hell do you do with your phones? Like, we are managing businesses. We don't use so much of phone. What are you guys doing? You must be doing a transaction of millions of rupees. But that's how they are. And I think, that's where we parents need to at times get down heavily, take the phone away, or at least push them out of the house, that go out, play, meet people.
Right.
Talking over the phone or a chat versus talking in person is different. There's the emotion. You get to see the other person. The other person gets to see your face and how you're reacting and everything
doing
else.
A physical high five versus
exactly,
a high five over,
that's
video
still
call,
physical. That's
yeah.
still it's a virtual. It doesn't work that way. So I think what today the kids need. I mean, online is important. It can't be like cell phone is important. We have to have the cell phone, but at the same time we got to have a balance. So this on and off, the online and the offline, which is a new jargon that has come. There needs to be a balance where they need to spend the time with the computers and the laptops and the phones, and they need to be physically with us, the parents. Like some time back you were talking about family time. They need to be that family time, friends time, relative time, this time, that also needs to be there. So at some space, at some place, they need to converge. It can't be two isolated world.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, I do want to talk about another aspect, which is, a transition that I saw in my own daughter ever since she became a teenager, which is, a girl who would always come and talk to me about every aspect of her life is suddenly not doing that anymore, right? And there is a tendency with teenagers to reach out to their friends for advice and opinion, especially at the times when they're, in some kind of a trouble, or they feel like they need some genuine advice, vis-a-vis trying to approach an adult, be it their parents or teachers or any other relative, an older sibling also for that matter. They don't. And knowing that there could be a platform like 1418 where our children can reach out and seek advice and get genuine advice.
Yeah.
Knowing that their identity itself is going to be, kept confidential, knowing that it's a trusted source, and for me as a parent, knowing that she will get genuine, sane advice rather than getting advice from another, teenage, which may or may not be the right advice, right? So that brings a lot of peace of mind to me, honestly, and I'm very glad that, especially in a country like ours, where we do not give any amount of importance to the stress and mental trauma that kids these age could be going through. We don't do it for any generation for that matter, but I think children of this age, especially because it's a very transformational stage, do need some genuine support, and this platform will be able to provide that, something which is much needed all across the world, more so in our country. So I'm really grateful for it.
I think 1418 is a fantastic platform that's been created, and as you very rightly said, that's a safe space for these teenagers. And not only it's a safe space, they have a space where they were able to communicate, and I think the most importantly, be themselves.
Absolutely.
And so actually thank you guys for creating 1418. All the best.
All the best.
1418 is really good, but there is one thing that I really hate about it. You know what? We are not allowed in it here. What kind of a platform is this?
No, I think we should make another platform which will support our generation.
Yeah.
As parents of teenagers, we also need a lot of support.
I think we should work on parents of teenagers. We need to counter 1418.
Absolutely. So, guys, I want to also tell you that 1418 is also coming up with a community for the parents. You will find the details in the link below. And I think, all of us as parents of teenagers could really need a community like that, where we can share and discuss our problems, give each other advice, and maybe even, find solace in the fact that we are not the only ones who are suffering and struggling. So
let's suffer together.
Absolutely. And let's help each other out. That's the whole point.
Please join in.
1418 Incredible Us.